Hey guys, it's me T. I'm gonna step back a little bit. Okay. Coming at you. Oh my gosh, you're really fucking shaking. I don't understand. Okay, whatever. So, this is how I'm gonna film today because I just decided to do it that way. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to say so sorry for not showing up yesterday. I'm kind of deciding that I want to show up every day for you, but what's starting to kick in lately is I really love my Wednesdays off, and so I want to leave Wednesday as a surprise to be like, maybe I'll come on, maybe I'll come off, because I think I really just don't want to have responsibility on that day, and sometimes I think it's really good it's why I'm taking off on Wednesdays is because I work like literally every day, in terms of, lifing. And I need a day off and, like just for my sanity in terms of just kind of rebalancing, right? So, what else was I going to say? So I'm going to just make sure to really fully commit to taking Wednesdays off because those are my health days, right? The middle of like basically, yeah, I'm like trying to figure out like what the fuck to say. But also, yeah, so that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then if I come on Wednesday, so basically it's like to set up your expectations that I won't be popping on Wednesdays. So, that's kind of like a freestyle, free for all, feng shui day for y'all. To also kind of think about yourselves too, right? Like not be so, go more inwards. And I think that's what I'll be doing with myself as well. I mean, I know that's what I'll be doing with myself as well because that's why I need it. So yeah, so just to set your expectations a little bit lower and to just be real about things is, I'm definitely going to take off Wednesdays as my rebalancing days so that I can come to you more, yang on the other days, So today, yeah, and I don't know why I was just thinking it'll be like a mystery day on Wednesdays. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe I might pop on, maybe I might pop off, like you just don't know. Or not be on. How about that? So, alright, so today, I didn't put anything in the description box. I'll do it later. I keep saying that with other videos too, and I actually will do it eventually, just not right now. Hey, that was pretty fucking dangerous. Just saw that. Thank you, team. And so, long story short, I'm covering today, the Divine Love Corner. Actually, Divine Fame and Reputation Corner first, in terms of what we need to know, and then Divine, Love and Marriage Corner and Commitment and relationships, all that stuff. 18, so I'm going to get into it. So I just want us to know, 18, are we starting out with the Power of Love cards first? Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. All right. So let me just shuffle here, guys, because this is, what's going on here. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here, right now? All right. I thought I was going to be able to set you up. The thing is, maybe, all right. Bear with me for 1 second because I want to just try to make it better, but slowly better, gradually better, where maybe you could possibly see this. No, you still can't see it. Alright, well, because I just don't want to be shouting, right? Because I'm like not near the camera, but I guess you can hear me, whatever. So, alright, long story short, try to make it better, try to make you see these cards while I'm doing them, but I also want to be a little bit more closer. Like, I don't want to be way too more distant than this because I want to be in your face. I want to be intimate with you. You know what I'm saying? Personable. So, anyhow, the first card that we're starting off with, are we going into the center? Okay, excellent. I like how they're making, I was just about to say, I love how they're making me start in the center because I feel as though there is this blossoming, okay, like from the center, like water. I was actually thinking water fountain, and here comes Ace of Hearts. So that's crazy, because that's basically like what the feeling that I was getting. So, okay, this is for fame and reputation. So basically, things that whatever you're known for doing is definitely going to be recognized today on a very good and fulfilling note, both for yourself and for another person. So like when I say that, I mean yourself. It's like you're gonna get some sort of compliment probably that you're doing a really good job, and it's going to be extra fulfilling, I want to say, because you're going to feel fulfilled as you do this, and it's not going to be from somebody else telling you, even though that's going to be like an extra beautiful blessing coming in for you. Okay, so you're going to be like super surprised by the recognition that you're going to get, but they're nailing it on the head with this compliment, and I think it's something that literally everything is shifting. Like everything is like jumping, so I'm so sorry, and it's so funny because you're like nowhere, like I'm not, hold on, it's not even touching, like my bed's not even touching this thing that it's on, but I guess it's like the floor maybe, I don't know. So long story short, let me just fix this a little bit, because I don't know what the fuck, I don't know, whatever it is. Things are crooked a little bit, but you know what, the thing is, thank God we're just outgrowing things. And so this is also growth aspect of life, is that I think that you've also put yourself on such a valuable pedestal. And it's interesting, I'm getting to look at the light. I have a lamp that actually looks like this a little bit, right? And so so in essence, even though it's a water card, I feel like your heart is completely shining its light to then receive such beautiful compliments in terms of its truth, in terms of what it has been offering and what it has been giving, the universe, like what it's been putting out there, right? So I think that you are being the light today, which is super beautiful, because the element in the fame and reputation aspect is fire. So it's really beautiful that you have a red cup, and then you have you have hearts all over the place, which is like your passionate, compassionate heart is being recognized for what it's doing, and I think it's really super beautiful. Excuse the background noise. We got fucking passionate people in the house for sure. I think I just spit out my mouth. Okay, so it was like, what? So long story short, by the way, 18, you got to free up my energy a little bit, because I feel very tense, and I don't know what it is. I just think that, sometimes I want to say, guys, you'll have to just excuse things, because sometimes, do I go into it? Yeah, okay, they want me to go. Sometimes when you're in an environment that you actually don't feel comfortable in fully, like you don't get to fully be yourself, it's a little, like, I feel like I go a little too yin. So this is why I feel like I've been all about the detail lately, because I've just really been pulling back. But it's not a bad thing. It's just something that I've just been, like, kind of, what is it? It's like you're doing it to adapt, okay? And so it's not my full personality that's coming out, and it's not my full self, my full free self, it's coming out. Like, I want to say I'm doing better these days for sure, but I know that my environment has a huge effect on me, so I'm just kind of like working through these energies. Like, for instance, today, I don't know if anybody feels it for themselves, but it is definitely a day that's super expansive in terms of letting you know that you're outgrowing your space of where you are today, okay? So I think that's why I needed to say that, because I just needed to voice that out there, where it's just like, positive changes are coming. Really keep in alignment with what you're doing, because that's really kind of moving you forward. But don't let anybody fuck with your energy outside of yourself, okay? And really, like, if you have to go inwards in order to adapt, like, just to kind of concentrate on yourself and what you're saying and what your heart's feeling. And if you need to express your heart in any way, do it so that you can adapt fully and you can accept your present moment and your presence, along with your experience, along with your environment fully, okay? So don't be afraid to do that. Have a lot of, some people think that it takes a lot of courage to do this, but it's like, it's just voicing it. It's just honoring it. It's just, really being, super just, accepting of it. It's just like, it is what it is, right? That's like a real big truth. It is what it is, and take it as it is. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just that maybe sometimes you seem a little frustrated, right? Because you want things to kind of move into a newer and expansive level a little quicker. but it's like it's all in divine timing, right? So that's what I'm saying. So that's where the frustration. I think that's what I was talking about, is like trying to speak through. Like I'm feeling very frustrated today, and I feel like as if other people in the house are also feeling frustrated. So I could be picking up on that energy. I could be that myself. I could be, you know what I'm saying? So, and the frustrated feeling is more of a constipated feeling. It's not a cute feeling to even feel. But the thing is, it is a feeling. We have to just go through it, and that's something that I think I'm just like battling with today. So if something comes up with that today, just know I'm human too, and I just fucking have to just acknowledge it. So that was me acknowledging it, okay? Just to get it out of the way, to say, hey, I'm fucking frustrated, but I really do feel that changes are coming. There's movement, there's shaking. That's why there's a lot of shaking, because I feel like something's about to fucking change in terms of a combustion of sorts, but like in a good way. Where it's, again, I was feeling that like energy sprout out of these cards. So it's just kind of like, I want to say this could be like your heart, like in a more, this could also mean very much so like a volcano, right? Your heart is feeling very volcano-like today, possibly, in terms of the light is finally coming out of it, and it's so much light that like you're not used to it, but you're just kind of like, you're like, okay, this is part of the process, right? So maybe that's why I had to say all of that. But just know that it's, first of all, I'm getting worthy. You're worthy of it. Okay, so if that's something, if that's a type of an affirmation that you have to say for yourself, definitely say that for yourself. Like, I am worthy of this change. I'm worthy of this, this kind of like shaking and combustion type of whatever the fuck this change needs to be for you. Like, you're worthy of it, and you're worthy to process it, okay? And then to let go of it, right? So when I say process, it's basically to feel into it, but not to stick around and play with it, okay? It's kind of like, I've always referred to it as this. If you are on a playground like a little kid and somebody's pissing you off, you're like, okay, this is what's happening right here, right now. This is what it is. Then you basically tell yourself, okay, I don't like this feeling. I don't like how this person's pissing me off. And so you say it, okay? You just say it to acknowledge it, and it doesn't matter if the other person gets pissed off at you saying it, but it's also not a blame game. It's just saying, hey, I don't like how I feel right now in this very moment, and then you kind of turn around and walk the fuck away. That's basically what it is. It's like you don't have to hang with that negative feeling. It's just saying, hey, I'm acknowledging this at this very moment. I see you. I accept you, but I need to fucking walk away because I don't like this shit. Like, this is not something that I need to put it this way. If it's yours, you need to process it. If it's somebody else doing it to you, you need to walk the fuck away, right? Because it's not yours to process. And also, but it's really good because of the fact that you get to kind of reflect in terms of what the other person is kind of teaching you at the same time, okay? So it's like, don't run away from it, but really be with it for like a split second and just take basically what it is that you need to take in terms of the golden nugget, and then bounce when your intuition tells you to bounce. But don't feel like you need to what is it called when you stay over somebody's house for too long? It's like, don't overstay your stay, okay, with the emotion. That's what I'm trying to say there. So again, these are also, since it's water, Ace of Hearts, it's like, or it's depicting water, it's like emotions from the heart coming up. You know what I'm saying? So again, it could be this very passionate or compassionate. I actually like to use both because it's like a fuchsia color. Because it's not red and it's not light pink. It's that fuchsia where it's both, because of the fact that if you give a shit about something, you're like frustrated because you care about something, you don't know what the fuck it is, but it's pissing you off, right? And so hence the passionate side. And then the caring side is because you care, right? That's why you're pissed. So, so again, it's the fuchsia color. That's why I love the fuchsia color. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because it's the light pink mixed in with the red, so you get the fuchsia, and it's like you get both, right? And then you're able to kind of decipher which scenario needs which scenario. Okay, so is there more to say about this right here, right now? Yes, there is something. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm looking at the tail, and the tail here really reminds me like of a tail that's at the end of an arrow, okay? But obviously, like here, because there's a head of a fish here, that means that's the big fish. So there's a big fish that jumped out of here or is swimming around. I didn't even realize that was water around it. But what I want to say here is the tail. It's funny. It reminds me of an arrow at the like the head, the end aspect of an arrow, but also it just reminded me of mermaid tail. So what I'm getting is just to go with the flow. Also what I'm getting is, the first thing that I got was definitely Cupid's arrow is like out at work today. Like that is so the truth, I feel. And it's like not in the cup, it's like your cup overfloweth, and hence why the Cupid's arrow is now able to kind of move forward and do its thing into your life. So again, we're talking about fame and fortune, it could be fortune, fame and reputation, but it's kind of like you're like you're flexible. How do I want to put it? I know we're talking about fame and reputation, but it's all moving, towards one thing, right? Because as you're going from one aspect to another, it's a swirl effect, I feel, in terms of Feng Shui. That's that spiritual growth. So one will always connect or lead to another. So what I want to say is that whatever your heart's going with in terms of feeling emotion or feeling that basically just wholesomeness within itself and the cup overfloweth type thing, it's literally leading you to where the Cupid's arrow gets to point you in the direction of where you can meet your what I'm getting is soulmate. So, but even though I don't like to use that word, I don't whatever, because it's kind of like a little outdated in the spiritual world. Like not really outdated, but it means something other than what we always thought it would mean, right? So yeah, so is there anything else that we need to see here at all? Okay, no. Yeah, and what I'm getting here is definitely like love and love and wealth, right? It's like you're getting both. So hence why you're just like, but this is you. Like you couldn't attract love and wealth without being love and wealth. Do you get what I'm saying? So you are just filled. You're like totally wholesome, complete, fulfilled within yourself for this to all kind of slow, and then for this to kind of come and find you, if that makes any sense. It's like it'll come your way. It's like you could also be dealing with it possibly, I don't know. Pisces likes that water energy, the emotions. I'm getting to go forward. So this is kind of more towards the end of your day. That was the middle card. So this is like your happy medium. Your, again, I want to say it's foundational because it's sprouting up. That was crazy how I was feeling it before I turned it over. And, so that was like your more happy midday card. Now, this is your, beautiful, I love this card. This is your kind of towards the end of the day, card, or like step 3, which is, 10 of spades. And this card has been coming up for us too, a lot, every time we kind of do this, which is kind of like, okay, so maybe before I want to say, because I was just wondering in my head, like, why has it been coming up so much? Before, I think they were telling you that there's something big about something coming in about a message, like a very big message, and they were kind of getting you prepped for it. But now the message is actually coming in, okay? So I want to say at night, either while you're home or you're in some type of structure, like, or maybe you're feeling at home in your heart even, right? Because, talking about, so interesting. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but you know how I mentioned how this tail looked like an arrow? Well, to me, I've said in my last type of video that I use these cards, I don't know when it was, that the heart, the spades reminds me of a heart with like an arrow kind of coming outside of it. So it's interesting how that leads one into another, where it's basically like your heart is being pointed in the right direction. It's also, I feel as if somebody is, not in a bad way, but when somebody's like aiming for your heart, like I think that's again the Cupid type of aspect of it. Wow, look at this though. This is crazy. So you see the spade in terms of, like, you guys know what a spade looks like, but look at the bottom of this cup. That's like a spade inverted, right? Where it's like the triangle's outside of the heart here, and the triangle is inside the heart, or the heart is inside the triangle here, right? So it's very cool, because what I want to say here is, like, I feel like somebody probably outside of your heart that's trying to get into your heart is coming with a with a message that's really coming into, it's like a final, it's like they've just completed their final circle. It's the finale is what I'm getting. Where like a phase has closed out. So now they feel comfortable in actually speaking their truth to you. And yeah, because what I'm getting is they feel, everybody who resonates with me is going to feel like this today in terms of like wholesome, total, complete within yourself and your heart. You're in your heart space, but there's a lot of change going on in your heart space. However, I feel like you're wholesome, total, and complete because of the fact that you've put yourself on a pedestal, okay? So you've put your heart on a pedestal, but also your heart is the foundational, foundation to the pedestal, right? So it makes sense that this heart is kind of depicted here and is pointing upwards to say, hey, like, this is kind of like an infinity energy going back and forth. Like, my heart is the foundation, but my heart is also the uplifter, and the fulfiller. You get, right? So, again, your heart does, like, a lot of things. And so I feel as though somebody is coming at your heart with the spades, coming with a wake-up call for you in terms of like something. It's basically something around the heart that's going to be said. So again, this could be the compliment that I was just picking up on, before, because I don't know why the fuck I was picking up on a compliment before. Okay, I don't know. Or this could be because of the cool colors, I'm seeing that these are like somebody's telling you to like relax and chill out. I feel too. Like, I feel like whatever this message coming in, I'm seeing 222. So thank you, 18. Whatever this message is coming in is like to trust and believe in, because I feel like their energy is coming to you to basically let you know, like, it's okay to relax now. It's okay to fucking take a breath. It's okay to, like, speak your voice and do what you gotta do. Like, there's something of comfort coming in here. Like, yeah, this kind of could be, like, a cool card where you might look like, the colder colors. But I feel like somebody's coming in to, like, kind of calm your heart down. Like, very, like soothe it in a sense, right? Because, the heart can be all passionate and shit, and it's just like, but then I feel like you're going to meet somebody that really kind of, they do that to you, they stir the passionate feelings, or I want to say, the passionate, compassionate feelings. I don't know how to blend the two, I'll come up with a word. But the whole thing is, it's like there's somebody here that arrives at your heart, and I want to say at the doorstep of your heart, to literally let you know that it's okay now, like, you're safe to just be cool, calm, and collected, because you no longer have to kind of stick up for your heart anymore. Like, they understand you, they, like, they get you, they see where you're coming from, and yeah, so it's just something that they feel also at home with your heart. So this is why they can calm you the fuck down a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they can calm you down and you calm them down. And I think it's just going to be a beautiful exchange of, like, some sort of, like compliments. You know what I'm saying? It's really, I also see a lot of the feathers here from the rooster. So I feel like, it's an abundance of angelic work happening here behind the scenes. And it's, like, whimsical and it's, like, windy. So, again, you can see, and, breath is windy. So maybe this is like, somebody really taking you in as a breath of fresh air. So that could also be it. And they tell you that. I also feel I'm looking at the houses, and I feel like you're moving from one small house to one big house. Or one, whatever the fuck it is, like one apartment to a bigger apartment. So, or however those combinations work out, because do you see the house in the background? So I feel like that's going to be like your next step after this, or if not, somebody just offering that to you today. Maybe you're moving in with somebody today, like in terms of like, and it's actually going to be bright and beautiful. Like, I feel like you've purified where you're at right now. Like, you've used it to the fullest and possible potential, and hence the simple and white. But listen, it can go back and forth. It can go, you're either trying to downsize to simplify your life a little bit, or you're either trying to maximize, which is trying to gain more space for something. It could be a gallery. It could be, a living space. It could be something. It could be anything like that, where it's like, you know what you need in terms of space, and so it's like sometimes. I also feel like it's very interesting. These two houses, and it makes a lot of sense in the way that I take things. These two houses both depict, one is a feminine and one is a masculine house. The bigger house is the masculine to me, and the smaller house is the feminine to me, right? Yin and yang. Now, it's very interesting because I feel like houses to me also are kind of homes and the heart. So when I look at a house, I see kind of like a believing, because it's the way that a house is depicted a lot is like a 5-point type of thing, right? So it's kind of, to me, it's like believe, right? So I want to just say that these two people that are of the heart are masculine and feminine. They're coming together. I feel like as if the masculine, is bringing a lot of the sunshine into the feminine's heart, because the feminine right now, I feel she has a lot of nighttime light, okay? Like that, like moonlightness going on, right? The mood lighting, She is like the moonstone, okay? And then the divine masculine is like this sun, So I feel like the divine masculine in the relationship, whatever that could be, and again, it could be anything. I really feel, though, put it this way, I really feel as though this reading is going to combine, and it already is doing that. It's combining itself with your fame and reputation and your love, marriage, commitment, relationships corner. They're both being blended into a fuchsia type of color today, okay? So I guess it makes no sense, but it's like, I guess it can. It's like the orange with the red, okay? So it doesn't make fuchsia, but whatever that is, it's like red-orange. That's what's happening here, okay? I mean, it kind of makes a lot of sense because this is a red-orange type of card. So I feel like that's what's going on today. So this is not going to be a clean-cut reading. This is going to be a very flowing type of reading, which is how I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that the person coming in, and it's actually more tilted towards the relationship side of things, because I feel like something has just fucking boomed and opened up in terms of, people's hearts. So now it's kind of like an easier, people will have an easier time to just express themselves from the heart and in a more genuine way. Hence the kukuriku, That's how I say kukuriku. I was about to say root chakra. So yeah, I think people are probably being more stabilized in their root chakra to actually be, and this makes a lot of sense too, right? Root chakra. You're really stable in your root chakra now, that you're able to express yourself the way that you want to, and from a heart space, both the masculine and the feminine, and really stand your ground in each of those aspects of life. But I really feel, though, as if the masculine side of yourselves is finally seeing the light, which is that natural sunlight, and they're willing to work with it so that they can really kind of bring that into the feminine aspect of yourself and of another. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm also getting the eyeball is very much standing out at me, which is like the all-seeing eye, and that's been a theme today, where it's like, okay, the universe, so the rooster's eyes is like the universe's eyes, and the universe has seen all of what you do. And I'm getting Rafiki, from a Lion King, how it's like it's time, right? So you know how he says it's time. I can't even say it because I can't transition like that. I'm like trying to get through a card reading, guys. I'm like, I can't act at the same time. But what was I gonna say? So this, I can't act in general. So you'd be lucky if something accurately came out of me like that, if I even tried. All right. So long story short, it's the all-seeing eye, where I feel like it's definitely a protective eye, and it's actually putting its foot down between you and another, which is like, again, talking about like the foot planted. It's like it's basically this is a foot, but also this is a foot, right? Like the tail end of something. So it's very interesting that these like tail end of things are coming out. But what did I want to say with that? Is that, yeah, the universe has its foot in the door for you, type of thing. Like that's what I feel like. They've cracked open some sort of door where you guys now get to meet up, right? And two people get to meet up that are going to help each other out in terms of both of those aspects of life. Yeah, this is like abundantly, and when I'm seeing roads on this rooster. So I feel like there might be a lot of travel that comes into this place. I feel, oh, this is interesting. So talking about roads, I feel like as if the divine masculine could be actually going towards the sunlight, somewhere warmer, so to then kind of show up and back up their divine feminine aspect of themselves. So whether to give yourself the gift of the sun because your divine feminine side needs it, or you're going to travel to kind of show up for the person that you're divinely love interested in, if that makes any sense. And to me it did. So we're going to just stick to that. Anything else? That's really interesting. They're showing me, what the fuck is that? It's like, what is that, 18? It's like they're, I don't know. It's like, is it chocolate? Is it mud? Is it... Oh, okay. Here's what I'm getting. Is that... Oh, this is... Okay. I don't... Sorry, guys, that it's taking me a little bit to like, receive this. Because I feel like I'm actually doing it more logically based, which is like... All right, let me just start talking, because sometimes when I start talking, I process shit. So, so to me, this looks like like chocolate, but it also looks like a mound of something, and it looks like it's like, what I want to say is like a mohawk. Okay, it's like a mohawk on the rooster, but on the not on the head mohawk, but on the back of the on the back of the rooster. So what I'm getting here is like, and then I'm getting like mountains and valleys just came to me, which is like maybe you're traveling, like maybe it's gonna take you a little bit, like you feel like maybe, okay, put it this way, it's on the middle of the wing. So the wing is actually, being in the middle is your happy place. However, you're happy to go through these mounds and valleys and mountains and all that stuff, like, you're happy to do that because of the fact that it's just, you know that it's going to be worth it in the end. So I feel like it's chocolate. To me, it's like chocolate. It's like so sweet. Like you don't even, like you might have to go through a little bit in order to get to where you want to be today in terms of going after what you want. So it might be a little bit challenging, but don't be afraid of it because I feel like it's going to be super sweet as you do it. The process of it is going to be super sweet. So there's going to be a flow to it. Also, it's funny because the divine masculine house, the bigger house, is depicted in a chocolate too. So it's kind of like there's a super sweet guy out there that basically is willing to take the, I want to say a road less traveled, because he's taking himself into consideration and knowing what makes him happy. Um, and he's just gonna go and do it. And even though, like, I want to say, okay, so I want to say a lot of people, this might even, and it's like too detailed to even show you, but I'm talking about, where is it? This mound, no, I can't even point to it because it's super detailed. It's like in the midway. I don't know if you guys see a weird mound type of thing. I don't even see it. It's that blue right there, that like blue strip. So it's kind of like, what else did I want to say here? Like, I just feel like, okay, so these mounds, they all are connected, and I feel like as though they're people that might have said something to this person about whatever they were thinking about going after, whatever they wanted to go after. But I feel as though this person has just, like, taken everybody's, opinion into consideration. And I'm definitely getting divine masculine here, taking people's opinions into consideration but doing it anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're like, okay, got it. Thank you for your opinion. Appreciate it. But I gotta go do this for myself anyway. Like, that type of thing. Like, they're just finally coming to this, like, to this top of the circle, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just kind of like, I'm doing it for myself, guys. Like, thanks so much for tuning into my whatever it is, my issue or my whatever I was thinking, whatever you were reflecting on. Thank you for your feedback, but I'm going to go do my shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, you're talking about people who follow their heart. So a lot of the times, it's really good to take people's ideas into consideration, just to kind of learn from different perspectives. But you don't have to take it all the time, because your heart really knows illogically what you need to do. And by that, I mean, like, I feel like your ego is going to kind of, like, a person's, like, fear factor might think that they're going to have to go through a lot. Like, oh, it's going to take a little while to get there, or they're going to have to go through a lot of, like, ups and downs to get there. Like, it might be, like, razor sharp type of thing, that's what they're thinking about. Like, that's what they're thinking it might be. This road less traveled might be a little, like, or, might hurt a little bit, because it's, like I said, it's like a razor. But it also could be rays of light, just kind of, just about to spring out. So it's kind of like you're setting yourself up, or other people may have also set you up for this kind of like, well, you better be careful, you better watch out. But it's like, at the end, you're like, nah, this is fine. Like, I can fucking handle it. It's chocolate. You know what I'm saying? It's chocolate. It's a piece of cake, So yeah, so it's definitely nothing, it's definitely good. It's nothing bad. You're going to be definitely, kind of going down this path of happiness, and what you thought might be kind of like a mohawk razor type, like, path will actually not be. If it's just going to be mounds, it's not going to be like, like really sharp edges for you. It's flow. That's what it is. So, oh my god, I love how the Ace of Hearts came out. I love how the Ace of Spades came out. That's amazing. I'm getting really sleepy. What the fuck? Hold on one second, guys. I need to... When that happens, let me just drink water. Do we turn over this other card right now? Oh, they're telling me look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, interesting. Ah... 5 of Spades. Nice. Okay, so I like how it's being depicted like this. Okay. Because I feel like, okay, so, as we were talking about divine feminine, divine masculine, now there's a lot of change going on. Oh, they're telling me to read from the book. They're way accurate, because, like, I can go into it, I can go ham in on it, but sometimes you need the support of the book when you feeling a little tired. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it says possible disappointment, a difficult opponent. Well, what's really funny is that, hold on one second, guys. 5 Spades, possible disappointment, a difficult opponent. Now, here's what's funny is, like, we're coming through that. So you might have had exactly what it's saying. Possible disappointment, difficult opponent. Like you might have had emotions of disappointment or in your world, or difficult opponents in your world. But that ends today, because look at that. The divine masculine's hand is now, he folded, right? Like there's just, that's it. And what I feel by that is that it's not just male versus female. It's like your divine masculine, which is your ego-like self sometimes, okay, majority of the time, even though both can have ego, right? It's super like giving in. It's like, okay, I really do want love, and so I have to give in for things to change up. Now, it's actually a really good thing when that happens, because of the fact that the divine feminine really carries a lot of intuitive essence within her. Now, the divine masculine absolutely carries intuitive abilities as well. However, a little bit less, okay? And here's what's interesting. I learned recently... Oh, they're telling me not to go into that. All right, yeah, because I don't even know if I'll be able to explain it. But what I'm saying is the divine feminine is more so intuitive than the divine masculine, okay? And since the divine masculine really needs things to be more laid out and concrete and physical, we have not been believing in our feminine sides, because it's more emotional, it's more invisible, there's nothing concrete there, right? There's nothing like that we can say is concrete until it actually proves itself true, okay? But with that takes time. So again, the divine feminine in its purest form is actually pretty patient, and is pretty kind to herself. What the fuck is this going on here? Also very heightened. So we're actually, so that's, I feel like the universe is saying that the divine feminine is actually, we're actually now have come into our divine feminine energies a lot more than we're used to, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful change. So there you go. The fame and reputation has now changed into where the divine feminine energies are now the leaders, the leader type of energy that you would want to go with if you want to reach success, okay? So that means being a little less, what I'm getting is definitely like be humble, okay? But by humble, I mean be a little less ego, because of the fact that it's just like, I feel like you've let up a lot, like just whatever you're protecting, professing, providing, like in terms of like bringing your all, in terms of like heart-based shit, your light, like all of it, like you're taking a little bit of a step back and you're reassessing the situation from I gotta pull back a little bit because I can't be in control of this all the time, right? Because the divine feminines actually are not, they can control themselves. That's very much so, they're able to do that. But the whole thing is, it's like they know that there's something bigger than them that's controlling this stuff. They're just a receiving of energies, right? So they're willing to be the receiver of energies, but it's like our divine masculine side of ourselves never allow that to happen, because they were kind of more so in competition of one another. And now the competition is over, is what I'm trying to say. It's the competition is more so like, listen, just let your divine feminine lead and you're going to have an easier life, right? And by that I mean healthy divine feminine, because there are fucking broad bitches out there, let me just tell you something, that are very much so about themselves and not about win-win situations. And very much so, like, even in families and shit, like, you know, so many people have put out there, you know, happy wife, happy life, and it's like, but there's so many people that are not being... There's so many women out there that are not being real with themselves because they're operating on such a masculine aspect of themselves where they just want it all in such a negative way, where it's like they want to control out of the masculine side of themselves. They want, you know, everybody to fucking, you know, be there to be, you know, to put them on a pedestal before they put themselves on a pedestal. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very like faux, like divine masculine shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like bullshit divine masculine shit. So long story short is like, you know, but I don't resonate with those people, so fuck them. Like, and by fuck them, I mean love them. Like, love them from afar and let them love themselves. But here is what I mean. This divine feminine is the healthy divine feminine, that it's like, just let your healthy divine feminine lead. And if you have to say that out loud, is ask for it, because you're going to have an easier life. Now, some people like to get logical and shit, and like, oh, they like to kind of, and again, not my people, when they have to kind of say, you know, when they have to think about shit when they have to think without feeling. How about that? So, you know, if you're raised like a little old school, where it's like, oh, you know, the women are to be, what do you want to put it, like, not suppressed, but like, whatever, they don't bring as much value, you know what I'm saying, to the table. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but like, I don't, that's what I'm going to just go with for right now. It's like that's actually that's your downfall. Don't think like that, because that's literally, like, we all need each other is what I'm trying to say. And so your downfall is to think that somebody is actually not of value, when absolutely everybody is human and everybody is of value, right? It makes sense. So, yeah, so don't create downfalls for yourself when you already got fucking obstacles that you may not see or know of, you know, as they're happening. So it's like, don't fucking create even more bullshit for yourself when you can literally just declutter the shit out of your life to live a little bit more of a clean life and simple life, and also to purify your heart from all the bullshit that, you know, it doesn't need, right? So, here comes Queen of motherfucking Spades. Yes. This bitch is exhausted, though. Let me just tell you something. Look at the bags under her eyes. That is the fucking truth. So, it's very interesting that... Okay, now I'm seeing what's going on. Okay. So, we started from the middle. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. We started from the middle. Then it's like a closing of the cycle. And then I see. All right. So this is being balanced by these two over here. All right. So actually, this can come midday too, the way that I'm seeing it. Yeah, this can be a midday card instead of an end day card, and this could be your end day card. Yeah, I think this is how I'm feeling. It's like this is your end card. So I wasn't feeling into it before. I was taking it logically. So I like to bring both into my readings. Okay, like definitely like 75% illogical, but then the other 25% to kind of back it up with logical if need be, right? But I gotta stop that shit too sometimes, because I feel like, you know, I just feel like readings should not be logical. They should be logical in terms of explaining how to live your life for the better, but they should not be logical in terms of, so talking about Queen of Swords, it's like, you gotta cut some shit out, alright? So I'm like cutting the shit out where it's like, I have to explain, because the people that I resonate with, it's just very interesting, because I feel like I have to explain a lot of stuff. Because again, the environment in your world plays out a very big part of like what makes you and what molds you, right? Like in your here and now. Which in my world, I don't have a lot of people that are able to easily understand me, right? So I feel like I have to over-explain myself. However, on here, you know, in the videos, it's like I can just say it for what it is and not have to explain shit, because I know that a lot of people will feel into the cards for themselves and kind of give themselves the explanations that they need. You know what I'm saying? Because there are power within the cards itself, within the, you know, artwork itself, that I can literally just sit here and just be like, hey, I picked 3 cards for you, here they are, you know what I'm saying, and not say a damn thing. I mean, that's a beautiful world to live in, where it's like, you don't even have to bring anything, because people just feel and telepathically feel and sense you, right? So, what I'm getting here is Queen of Swords. They were telling me to look in the book before. do I still look in the book? Yeah, I'm still getting to look in the book right now because I'm like, talking about swords, I feel like I've been a little too much of a swords energy and I'm over it. So even me looking at that card is just like, I'm fucking done. So talk about, all right, so this has a better uplifter. Queen of Spades is strategy, intelligence, and ambition. So that's what you're bringing to the table because of all the lessons learned. Strategy, intelligence, and ambition. I feel like I've been in overdrive with this. And, you know, and the song that's coming to my mind is Genius by Sia. That's a really good song to listen to. And I've been listening to it all morning. So this really could be a morning card for you too, guys, in terms of the placement that it's in. It's in the first place in terms of how you would normally read cards. So you could have literally been slashing energetically like the leftover like dead vines that are no longer working in your world. Like you're like, nah, I'm not going to do this. Nah. Also, I'm getting too is like you're explaining some strategy, intelligence, or ambition to somebody in terms of how you work. That's been coming up a lot this morning also, where I was like, you know, it's very interesting. And so I didn't even know why it was coming up, but I guess it was because of this, where it's like, you know, and then after I'm seeing King of Spades, Emperor, Wisdom, Experience, Authority. It's kind of like, okay, so this is what, it's interesting. I'm getting that this is the Beauty, and then the Beast would be like the King of Spades. Do you see that here? It's like very interesting, these two cards over here on this side. So it's kind of like, you know, the beauty, it has come out. You just want to side with the beautiful aspect of yourself. And as you do this, as you really just be a queen standing up for your own self, you are then going to attract King of Spades, Emperor, you know? So it's like, it's beautiful. It's like the Empress and the Emperor. Beautiful. You're going to attract the King of Spades, who's the Emperor, who is wisdom, experience, and authority, who literally comes to back you the fuck up because you've been doing it for so long, right? So it's kind of like you're still doing this and you don't know why you're still doing it. But it's because you're probably needing to kind of continue doing this so that you attract the person that comes in that really wants to, you know, kind of show up for you in that sense too, where you're not just doing it alone, you know? And it's really interesting because I'm getting that these cards, do you see the pattern of these cards? It's like it's really hot in the middle, right? It's hot. And then these are your cool off cards. So as it comes up like a volcano, right? Like a volcano, it's now creating this coolness down of maybe you were this before in your life where it's like you were that empress that was like showing up in strategy, intelligence, ambitions for yourself, and maybe you were standing up for yourself in terms of voicing your shit and all that stuff, right? But now that's on the cool down, okay? Because you don't need to do that anymore. There's somebody else coming in, and it's probably the King of Spades, who's the Emperor, that's really going to be saving your ass in terms of just like, you don't have to go there anymore. I think that's probably what I was picking up on. It's like, you don't have to do that. Either you don't have to do that alone, or they're going to make you see, they're going to wake you up to, you can cool the fuck down. You don't have to do that anymore, like, because there's no reason to it, but they're also going to come in with different perspectives as to why the fuck you shouldn't be, like, why there isn't any reason to, right? I also think is because, let me just say something, but root chakra came up before. It's like, today finally you feel safe, right? You feel safe within yourself, that you know how to stick up for yourself. You feel really cool. You know, talk about like cool, like you feel really cool in sticking up for yourself. You really feel cool in speaking your mind. And because you've done it over and over and over again, then now you are at this point of, hey, I'm good. I'm solid in my groundwork. I'm solid in my heart. I'm solid in my root chakra. And I don't give a damn, right? So it's like, so really, talk about fire. That is a fucking confidence of fire element and fame and you know, and to be known for reputation is like big deal, right? So it's kind of like you've put yourself into your own certain place of a powerful position. And again, it's really well, yeah, you really have, because of the fact that I was gonna go into something else, but yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just like you feel really fucking, you feel really solid in yourself. Like, and again, what I was saying, your heart is your base here, but it's also like this yin and yang aspect, imaginary heart over here. And so it's kind of like, I said yin and yang, which is the truth, but also it's infinity symbol, right? That's going on here. So you feel very well balanced. You feel very grounded. You feel very just you've done this consistent showing up for yourself, right? So it's like now it's like you get to feel the reaping of your rewards. Where really like there's an arrow, like I said, from the tail. There's an arrowhead just shooting you forward, and at the emperor that we just saw, right? So the emperor's coming your way, whether it be today or tomorrow or whatever. But I have a feeling that emperor is now going to transfer over into these love cards. Power of love. I just shuffled them before. So yeah, oh yeah, bitches. I love it. Okay, so I was just thinking, okay, Emperor, yeah, the King of Spades, the Emperor, wisdom, experience, authority. He's coming in like right around this time. And guess what I have as confirmation? Satisfaction, okay? Satisfaction means you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. And that's basically what this Emperor is trying to teach you. Is like you've come into it on your own, but he's actually reflecting back to you as a mirror, like, hey, satisfied with myself, satisfied with you, here's what satisfaction really is. So you guys are really going to be meddling in with this beautiful essence of what satisfaction means to both of you. I love it. It's such a confirmation card, this. What else? And again, talking about this this card right here in terms of the flow, right? What we were saying, with the flow, it's like you let the energy of love guide you, right, in the flow to self-approval. So that literally like expresses this middle card, so that others no longer define who you are. And this is how you were defined. You were in a process of defining who you are by slashing shit that no longer worked for you, and also speaking up for your truth, speaking your truth, right, to other people, to then ground yourself in a house where, you know, the house back here kind of depicts, like, again, the heart. So you had to home yourself in your heart by doing that, you know? The next one is the middle one, which is commitment. I love this, and we're going to put it all together afterwards because this is super huge. Commitment is beautiful. It says you dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. So again, there's a commitment happening here. I'm definitely seeing Four of Wands, and more so like more grounding, you know, like two, like it's like the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands coming together. It's like you get all this shit underneath like one huppah, is what I want to say for the Jews out there. And actually talking about the Jews, I was doing my hair today. This is like totally side topic, but I was like, oh my god, I feel like my hairdo today like really reminded me of, I don't know what's going on back here, but we're gonna fix that. Like, I was just thinking about how my hairdo really reminds me of Anne Frank for some fucking reason. And I was laughing so hard because I was like, who the fuck says that? It's like, it's like, I'm really like, Anne Frank hairdo today is really happening here. But it was doing a lot better before. I don't know what the fuck shifted it. Whatever. We're just going to have to mess around with it. Anywho, moving on. So commitment, definitely somebody coming into your world, and I'm definitely getting like two pieces to the puzzle. Like for some reason, my imagination is splitting these two, and it's definitely, you know, having two pieces of the heart come together. However, that's not happening in my world. My world is you need to be wholehearted and come at me wholehearted so that we can create a third heart, okay? So that's basically what it is. It's like you gotta work on your own happiness so that I can work on mine, and we can literally, what you do is you show up for yourself so that other people around you don't feel like they need to show up for you until you actually really need help, and then you ask for it and people will feel that you need help and they will come through, right? So it's like you know, that's what it is. It's like, I feel that it's like, don't ever ask for help unless you have, don't ever ask for help if you haven't helped yourself yet, right? Because that goes to show you that a person who asks for help right away, they actually don't give a fuck about thinking, but they give more, they actually, it's like they rather be fucking lazy and have somebody else think for them, when really that shouldn't be the aspect of it. I don't know why I just went into that. Somebody had to hear that. Okay? So it's like, so so give yourself a little effort, right? Because again, our lives take effort to live it. And if you want a good one, you have to live it effort with like fulfilling it with a lot of effort, but also you know, to make it effortless down the line, right? So you have to kind of like really pack on the effort in terms of doing it yourself to then have it become effortless if you want an easier life, right? So and there's something that I'm missing there too, because I want to say that there's people that are efforting too much in the wrong aspect, like too often and too in the wrong direction, when it really is all about like the giving and receiving flow. But again, that makes for another video, and if you have any questions about that, you can ask me about it. Something I should have done a long time ago, but I'm getting to do it now. Hold on, guys. Because I just feel like, I don't know, is somebody going to pop in? And is somebody going to ask me a freaking question? I don't know. We're going to have to see. Alright, so the live chat is on. Wow, you guys see a whole lot of shit. What are you seeing? Oh my god, my imperfect fucking closet? That's hilarious. It's like, now I see it better. I see it brighter on the screen. Gosh, and I'm like, I really don't. That is so funny. You guys are seeing. Yo, my hair's really crazy. Can I just do something for a second? I just need to. Alright, they're telling me not to touch it. Ah! It's like so. I have to see like, what I look like. I gotta see what I look like. Okay, anyhow. Woo! If anything, I had to show up for myself there because it's like, whatever. Yo, my hair literally does not look like, in my tablet, it does not look like it does on here, which is brighter, which is, you know, bright lights tend to show a lot, which is hilarious. So, yeah. Whatever. You guys are, yo, it's a major widescreen. Whatever. It's all good. Moving on. I don't give a shit. Again, frustrations coming up, but we're gonna sideswipe them. We're gonna put them to the side. All right. So anyhow, a lot of breathing needs to go on too. So, all right, commitments happening midday type of thing, which could be a midday from here on out. Oh, and I said, and 333 is what I'm seeing right now. So thank you to the Ascended Masters for that confirmation. Midday is probably, when I say midday, it's probably the middle time between me coming on here and towards the end of the day. All right. So that's basically what I'm seeing. Are we moving on to the next card? Yep. Action. You have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. Now, it's just fucking amazing. Okay. I'm just going to put these right under. Yes, right under each other as they fucking panned out, because it's just beautiful how they back each other up. Action literally is just beautiful. Yeah, you're definitely so solid in yourself today that you really absolutely have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. Absolutely. So that's what you're doing here. Okay? Ooh. That's what you're doing here. You're taking action. Okay, it's like I was getting it more of like a call, like somebody's gonna like express themselves, but again, it's gonna take courage for them to express their unique loving colors of their soul in terms of the love aspect towards you. Okay? Super amazing. So somebody's coming in, and as that action is taken, so is the satisfaction, because satisfaction and ooh, there is action in satisfaction, guys. Yes, they balance each other out. Do you see that? That's so beautiful. They literally showed up on each side of the commitment card, which is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so there is absolute, after this person is, takes action in telling you, there's this satisfaction where you literally feel as if you are the beauty that needed your beast, and you can fucking cool down in putting down your swords and just really like just realizing that this other person sees you as this, and you don't have to show up in that way anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like because it's already going to be there no matter what. Like you worked your ass off for longevity of this, right? So you no longer have to kind of prove yourself worthy of this. You just are in satisfaction of knowing that you are this, and that's all you need to put your swords down here. Okay? And yo, her eyes are bugging out. Like, this girl is bugging out. Like, I think she's gonna be so, and whether it's a guy or girl, it doesn't matter. I feel like, okay, this person has been so exhausted going through being this, but also I feel as though she's bugging out because whatever action is being taken here, whatever call is being kind of, sent her way, it's very divine. It's very abundant because of these houses here, okay? That she didn't even see it coming. It came really quickly. It was like super, like suddenly, like a surprise satisfaction that came into her world, or satisfactory, or I don't know how I want to put it, like a surprise satisfactory of surprise, like that type of thing. Essence to, there's a satisfaction to the surprise, put it this way, that she didn't see coming, and her eyes are bugging out as she's really exhausted. So she's just kind of like, dude, that exists. Like, that literally happened. Like, it's amazing. So what I'm saying here is the actions that you've taken for in completion of your heart, okay? In standing up for your heart and guarding your heart. She's guarding her heart, okay? This is the final culmination, guys. This is why we're like, okay, there's like a complete, there's a complete, like, what is it called? Completion here, okay? The completion is that your heart has now become a queen, because the heart is actually, even though it's divine masculine and divine feminine, it's both. It's actually, it can reach different levels of it, right? And I also feel as though it is, in essence, a queen energy, okay? And again, we're talking about a lot of divine feminine, right? The divine feminine aspect of our hearts needed to be heard, needed to be recognized. So it's like you turned that divine feminine aspect of your heart into a queen. It is of queen level. It's not any other like little, it's not anything lower than that, right? So that's how much you've honored your heart. That's how much satisfaction you get to receive now, okay? In terms of being that, in terms of, because you showed up for it so many times over and over and over again, you now really get to celebrate satisfaction. Commitment is yours. I mean, you're talking about, and maybe that's what I saw with these two sided of the two hearts. It's like there is a union between the hearts that you're now, just because you've uplifted the divine feminine side to a queen aspect of the heart, or if just because you have put the work into raise the divine feminine energy of your heart to the queen level aspect of life, you are then able to also uplift the divine masculine into being that emperor that we were talking about here. Okay, the king. So the queen has now uplifted the king aspect. So your heart is now king and queen energy, if you think about it that way, which then is the commitment, is the connection, is the ace of swords, confirming all of that. And you're able to both uplift yourself and fulfill each other, right? And vice versa. And both of that together, uplift and fulfill yourself and the other. Because of the fact that you've attracted them in terms of them being like you've done the work for yourself, which again has reached a unity commitment to your heart, like a unity aspect of commitment to your own heart, which then called in the king of what is it called, the king of spades, which is the emperor, to then have, you know, satisfaction, guys. This is satisfaction. It's like a woo. It's a really fulfilled heart. After satisfaction is like total fulfillment. And then you're like, yo, I'm committing to this to this fulfillment because I've just come too far. And as you commit, you take, there's this call to action, right? Somebody's calling to action, and that's your action. Where somebody's feeling like they need to kind of come on, like take this basically like this journey, right? To come towards this person who's feeling total, wholesome, and complete within their own heart, but who energetically has uplifted their own counterpart at the same time. Like by you doing work, I'm seeing 111 as I'm saying this. Thank you, 18. By you doing the work for yourself and completing the commitment and really coming into completion and connection and wholesomeness and satisfaction and, you know, having your heart be, you know, overflow with all of its goodness. You've literally attracted into your world the King of Spades, which is the Emperor, okay? Hence, the finale of, like, it's like the finale of, like, by yourselfness, but it's, like, coming into a whole nother cycle of, all right, we've just completed one cycle, which is, like, a finale of committing to yourself as one, as the ace, and as the swords, and as one Arusta. There's a lot of ones here, singularly. Now you're coming into the 2 factor. So therefore, that's why we got the 111, because it's kind of like the 111 is 3, but the spaces between the 111 is actually 2. So hence the 2 coming together. All right. So it's like 2 sides coming together in your heart. 2 sides, you know, 2 big things that you've done for your heart, okay, that are now creating this commitment in and of itself, because you're like, I understand the satisfaction that it has brought me, and I understand that the action that I've taken had brought me to this also. So hence, I don't know what the fuck I was saying there. I lost it, but hence why you get to feel like this, and then you basically get to attract that other counterpart that you are so worthy of. You know what I'm saying? And that you've been waiting a very long time for. And so I feel as though, and it's the action really is bringing healing, right? And like I said, that person is going to heal you in some sort of way once he comes to you. Like, he's going to be able to say, like, you can put your swords down, chick. Like, because I get you. Like, there's a feeling of, like, there's a mutual understanding, mutual feeling where you don't even have to, like, it's all about the action. It's never about the explanation anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like you're understood. Your heart is completely, totally understood in a very satisfactory type of way, along with somebody wanting to show you commitment. And it's like they're taking the action to kind of prove that to you. right? It's like they don't even need any other proof. Like, you don't have to over explain yourself. They just feel that you are this. Yo, ace, queen, 10, holy shit, those are like the biggest high vibing type of aspects in the card deck. Like, they're the biggest, they're like literally queen, 10, and the ace. That's super powerful. What a powerful day that is. So they're like what is that? They're the major arcanas, as they would call it in the traditional tarot. Yeah, and I'm hearing birds chirping outside, which is so beautiful, because it's like, yo, all of this is like super joyous, super happy, super satisfaction. I mean, there are, the sun is shining really bright, as it is here, in the background. And yeah, guys, this is all really good. This is all really good. So congrats to your divine feminine side for really pulling through and really kind of uniting in a healthy way and acknowledging in a healthy way the divine masculine, right? Because we all need each other, right? These dimensions of ourselves all need each other, and we need each other in terms of physically too. The females need males, males need females. That's why it's like, just, you're dropping these fucking swords of having to prove that all the time, having to express that, having to say that all the time. It's like, yo, we're fucking human at the end of the day. All of us are human. We all need each other. That's why this female is like, all right, like, I'm still holding on to my cards because I'm in the right here, right? And it's not even about the right. She's in the happy. To follow your divine feminine is your happiness side. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say there. I think that's what I've been trying to say this entire time, and I didn't know what the fuck to say. Is that, yes, we all need to be listening to our divine feminine aspects of ourselves, because that is the one that brings us the most joy, and that's what it is. And a lot of the divine masculine never wanted to acknowledge that in themselves and outside of themselves, but now it's like we have come to the point where it is being acknowledged, okay? Because I think the divine feminine the divine masculine has had such a hard time being so fucking, like, just enjoying life. They've been having a hard time enjoying life, that they have no other fucking route other than to listen to the divine feminine aspects of themselves, and also to see that outside of themselves, the divine feminine really knows, if given the opportunity, or might I say, if she were to take the opportunity, because a lot of us don't need fucking permission anymore. So if they were to take the opportunity, and again, guys, it's the Fool. Fool is coming out a lot. So it came out for me before too, where it's like, we're starting over. We're starting over from zero. There's a cycle that's really been completed. And I'm very grateful for that, because I know what the fuck I've been through as a divine feminine, and it's not cute. And a warrior one at that, it's not cute. But I'm glad that I did it for myself, and I'm glad I did it for the collective. So then to say, because what I wanted to say there is that a lot of the time, the divine masculine didn't realize how fun of an energy, how fun of a believing energy a divine feminine shows up in, okay? And I'm talking about the non-jaded divine feminine energies, because the non-jaded divine feminine energies are the believers, and they're the ones that are they're the believers, but they're also the ones that are functioning and believing in their own intuition, and are trusting of that, so that they can live their life in more of a flow and loving way. And yeah, so when you want more love, when you want more happiness, you have to go out of your divine energy, and that's basically what it is. And a lot of people like to argue that, but it's like, yo bro, how happy are you when you're fucking busting your ass as a divine masculine, so much so that you're ignoring your divine feminine aspect of yourself, which completely and totally, fully and wholesomely exists in you, but yet you're still choosing to ignore it inside of yourself and outside of yourself, to then be completely fucking unhappy, you know what I'm saying, and miserable, taking your world down and everybody else's world down around you to say, oh, I'm in fucking fake control here, but yet everybody's seeing the aspect that you ain't fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? That's embarrassing, actually. That's what I find embarrassing. And I'm going to straight up say that, because it's like, that's your denial playing you. Really, you're playing yourself. That's what I want to say. Oh, that was it. Respect and kindness was coming out today also when I was shuffling these cards. So it's like, and responsibility, it's like you have your own responsibility to your own heart to unite the two it within you, to then unite the two outside of you. I also feel, so yeah, we're showing kindness. We're showing up in, in kindness and respect for both sides of our hearts. I like how these two cards just popped out. They're like shining, super, healing energies and pure energies and bubbly energies. And one says purpose, which is you possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. That is your purpose. And here's your virtue. Because this definitely is pertains to every human out there. Your virtue is you acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys, and call it a day. And I'm very grateful that you stopped in to watch this video. I feel like these are very valuable all the time. Go watch other people's too, because of the fact that it's like you get so much value out of every person streaming different information, but kind of also it's all very much so connecting. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, it's just super, we're starting new. We're starting anew, and it's really beautiful. So enjoy your day today, and I love you, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Yeah, go check out other people so that you can kind of, piece together different things that could mean even more stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? It'd be cool to see. That's what I love doing. I love checking out other people's videos just to see how it all kind of blends with one another, because no one's wrong. It's just that everybody has a different perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon.